welcome Nick Offerman. Let's bring him up here. Yeah, boom.
Yeah,
Nick.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yeah. Look at this guy. Look at
nice
this
to
guy.
see you guys.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
I'm good. Are you in Los
Good.
Angeles, California? Where are you?
I am. I just carefully the reflection of my ring light out of the picture. I'm in Los Angeles, California, laying low. My wife, Megan Mullally, the goddess and superhero, and I were supposed to go visit our families in Illinois and Oklahoma for the holidays. But when Omicron came to town, we stuck our heads under a rock, and here we are.
I mean, it is a time, like, we are in the same kind of boat, but I have to say, like, one of the great things about this book is that you went on a full-on adventure, and it sounds to me that this trailer that you took around was like that. I was jealous and envious of that. We rented a Sprinter van for a little bit of time and drove up the coast up to Oregon, and it was like amazing. We had a great time, but it was nothing like this RV trailer that you had.
Well, we went shopping for a Sprinter van. That was the idea.
Okay.
And we're in the August of our years. And so we thought the Sprinter van was really cool, but we thought it was very small. We said, if we were like a cute young couple, like, I don't know, June, Diane, Raphael, and whoever she's shagging around with these days, then this would be
many.
But we are we need something a little more comfortable. So we literally, it was like a Simpsons episode. We went there for the little thing and left with like, are you sure you don't have anything more enormous?
The thought of you getting this van, and the way you describe it in the book, like pulling it down a cul-de-sac. You live in a cul-de-sac, and then that thought, like, there isn't much motion there. And even with the Sprinter van, which I had a lot of experience driving, those vehicles are just larger. That had a lot of maneuverability, but it's not easy to get into a driveway. There's a lot of working it out, and just the image of that going down a cul-de-sac made me laugh so hard.
It's a real situation. I mean, it's a driving experience where really any turn, like, generally you can assume that highway on ramps and off ramps are okay. Anything beyond that, you're like, I don't know if we can go to this town. Like, I don't know if we can drive through this town and expect to take a turn.
We were coming back from something, and the fear that we got going through a Starbucks drive-through, which we thought was fine, because they always have that, like, if you can't go through if the car is this tall. And when we drove through and heard like scraping the top of the van, I was like, oh no. Like, we're going through so slow, but it really is. You forget how tall it is too. Like the height of it is a problem.
It is. It's a wonderful way to bring terrifying adventure into your life.
Nick, the thing that I loved about this book, well, I guess because you've written, I feel like, is this your 5th book? How many books do you have?
Number 5. But although number 4 was co-written with Megan Mullally, the superhero and goddess.
The best, the absolute queen.
But the way you write, I'm so jealous of the way you write, because it's so like, it reminds me of actually like kind of like woodworking. I don't know anything about woodworking, but it's so like you're everything is like, every word and like the turns of phrase are so like crafted, and like, but it's not, I don't know, like the way you write is very relaxing to me. Like, I just felt like I'm just along for like this nice adventure, and it's funny and thoughtful and like just really well written. I was so impressed by it. I guess I
called him a whiskey soaked Walt Whitman, because there's something about it that it's like, it's about like, you feel great about this country that you live in. There's something about
and I was drinking like a glass of wine when I was just like right in the zone. It just caught me like right in the sweet spot. It's so fun.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I have admired both of you for a long time, and to even just get my book into your schedule is very moving to me. And I'm proud of this book. I I'm proud of all my books, but I think this one exhibits the fact that I've learned a lot from the previous 4.
Right.
That's awesome.
What do you think that like I mean, going into it as well, like it's like when you wrote your first book, was it like because you've always wanted to write a book, or did someone come to you and say, "Hey, Nick, you should write a book. You have a thing." Like, because I know you talk in the book a little bit about how at one point someone approached you like, "Hey, you should make a thing that could be in like Sky Mall. Like, like you should make an Offerman wood shop, mass produced thing," which is against the purpose of what the wood shop is. But how did that first book come up?
It's funny. I'm a theater trained actor, and I moved to LA and started working in TV and film. And actually, I was thinking about this earlier. From Chicago theater, when people hear Chicago, they're like, "Oh, Second City, you must have been around. Why aren't you working with Adam McKay?" And I say, because I'm a Will Ferrell guy. Which is total bullshit. Everyone hates Will. I'm totally he's the meanest guy in the business.
The worst, a real son of a bitch.
But it's funny. When I moved to LA, when you work in, I don't come from comedy. I come from legit theater. Like, you learn to do plays like Steppenwolf or at the Goodman or the Taper, or like plays in New York, and so you are equipped to do whatever is on the season. So maybe it's Shakespeare, maybe it's Sam Shepard, maybe it's Fado farce, like crazy comedy. Ideally, you have everything in your toolbox. But in Hollywood, they specialize you. They want you, if you do a tennis movie, then nobody's going to ever consider you for a basketball movie. They're
right.
Like, yeah. Tennis guy? No, get out of it. And so when I got here, because I come from like, we Chicago thespians apparently lend ourselves well to TV drama. Right. And so I started working initially on like ER and Deadwood and NYPD Blue, and people were like, "Oh, okay, this guy, he's in the rapist drawer." And so eventually, I was like, I'm only getting cast in these dramas, but I also like, I think I can also be funny. And I was in New York because Megan Mullally, my wife, superhero and goddess, was doing Young Frankenstein on Broadway. And I called my old friend Amy Poehler, who I had known since the early 90s. And I said, "Hey, what do I do to get people to consider me as available for comedy? Like, do I take a class at your theater? What do I do?" And she said, "We have a couple shows that are designed for actors that aren't trained in improv and sketch, just like theater actors, to come in. And one of them is called Ass Cat, where you do monologues, and the other one is called Gravid Water." So she had me, this is 2008. I came in and did the Ass Cat show, and you guys were among the 16 improv performers, none of whom, Amy was there, Seth Meyers and Horatio Sands, and Jack McBrayer, all of whom I'd seen on television. But then there was you guys, there was Mantzoukas, there was Lennon Parham and Becky Drysdale and Jessica there, and just this crazy, like, all-star team. And I had never been to an improv show. And I was like 37 or something. And I was like, holy shit, who are these people? And so that was this huge turning point for me, where I said, "Oh, I can like hang with these guys. I can't do improv and sketch with these guys because they're incredibly talented. I can like learn my lines and recite them, and together we'll make magic." And so soon after that, I got cast in Parks and Rec, and crazily, people started inviting me to come do my stand-up at colleges. I was like, I don't.
Right. Yeah. Like, people just assume that you have something ready to go. We have had that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they're like, "Oh, you're clearly a comedian." And I was like, "No, I don't do that." But then eventually I was like, "Wait a second. What an amazing opportunity." Yes, absolutely. Ohio State. I'll be there next week. And I started writing, like, I call myself a humorist because I'm not as funny as a comedian, but I started doing that. I was doing my humorist show at Largo in Los Angeles,
Yeah, the
and some
best.
friends came, and Rashida Jones came backstage after the show and said, "I really love your point of view. I feel like you're reading from your book." And I was like, you know what? I had a bunch of stories of like my jackass stories from when I was young,
Yeah.
like Hubel, like your story, your amazing Yankee Stadium story.
Oh my God.
Right.
As the manager, as Michael Jackson's manager. Uh,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, you know what? I said to my agents, hey, can I talk to somebody about trying to get a book deal? And they hooked me up. I wrote a 12-page proposal. I met with a bunch of publishers in New York. Well, I mean, and it was really interesting because they were like, oh, good, another jackass TV actor wants to, you know, Ron Swanson wants to write a book about bacon and Amy Poehler. We're all going to make a lot of money. And I was like, no, actually, I actually like really want to write a book, and I have a lot of things that I want to talk about. And so I found a cool editor. Her name's Jill Schwartzman at Dutton Books, and she's been my editor for all 5 books. And that's how it started, where I was like, oh, I never dreamed I would write a book, and now it's gone well. It's part of my education. I love trying to improve myself and keep learning how I can fuck up less.
Yeah.
And somehow it's that I the more I learn, the more I know it's a never ending project. And so
Well-
that's kind of where my book's center is. Like, okay, I've covered, like I've shared the idea that we should all use a handkerchief. Now what's the next book?
One thing I was going to say, and Scheer, you can tell me your thoughts on this, is like, you know, I read the book and I liked it so much. I listened to the audiobook, and I was kind of thrown off by the audiobook. And the whole time I was listening to the audiobook, I don't know, Scheer, if you felt like this, but I was hoping that I thought someone else could have done it a little bit better.
I'm gonna say, like, I thought that you captured the voice of Nick, but I don't know if you were the best Nick. This is somebody, I love the book, and I just feel like the voice of Nick Offerman is something I think that is a tricky thing. And by the way, you did a great job. But
I thought it was fine. I was interested in if someone else could do a better reading of it.
So what we've been doing is we've been holding auditions for your book to see if, you know, maybe there is somebody out there that can do it.
So yeah, we
a little better. I don't know. Yeah,
we collected a few other voices that we thought might be able to do a better job at reading your stuff.
So I'm just gonna pull that up right here.
So Paul's got
yeah, let me see here. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure I get this right. Okay, and here we go. Yeah, so this is just some people that, some people we brought in to see if they could do a better job. Here we go.
Okay. This is
my name is Reggie Watson. I'm reading the part of Nick Offerman.
Well, it began with peeling off wet garments just inside the kitchen door to the garden patio. Rain boots and pants and jacket were left in the mud area. I went into the powder room and ran some lukewarm water to soak up my poor paws. The soft, fragile thespians gesticulated, cruelly impelled to perform.
Okay, I get it.
What do you got? I thought that was pretty good. I mean, what do you got?
I think it's fine. What do you think, Nick? I mean, what's your take on that?
I mean, I'm a huge Reggie Watts fan. I mean, that's like he never does anything straightforward. That was like jazz fusion Nick Offerman audiobook.
Yeah,
and
I get it. Maybe
I want to smoke some Thai stick now, but
sure.
Yeah, maybe he's not right.
If he's not right, I mean, we've got other options to replace.
We got this guy here.
The system in the nutmeg is a whole other animal. It's a pretty deluxe version as RV electrical systems go, as it needs to juice the rooftop heat pump, air conditioner, the refrigerator, freezer, and a microwave, ! In parentheses, all on top of the basic lighting and entertainment needs. In ideal settings, nice RV parks, We just park in our allocated spot and plug a massive 50 amp cable into a convenient 50 amp outlet, and then simply fire up the whole casino with the clack of a big, satisfying switch.
I like this guy a lot,
Yeah.
Paul. What do you think? I mean,
Yeah.
I like him. I like him for a couple of reasons. I don't know that actor's name, but I do think that I don't know. There's a certain level of like authority to his voice that connected with me. You know, like Nick, no offense, but your voice is a little. You
Like
know,
this
just
guy
now
knew
when
what he's
I'm
talking
talking
about.
to
Like
you,
Adam's a guy who like knows
thank
what
you.
to do with his hands. Like, you know,
Thank
he's
you.
getting in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Nick, sometimes like honestly, when I hear you talk, just I don't know whether it's the timbre of your voice or something, just kind of like it's a little off-putting. I don't know. Let's see some other options, maybe, Paul. And
You
then,
know what? Maybe, yeah. I don't want you, you know, look, you be honest, you know, but here, you know, this
Yeah,
is somebody
yeah.
I thought this
That-
person did a great job.
That guy, he was good, but he seemed a little butch, maybe.
A little butch.
That
yeah,
I like
maybe.
that makes sense. All right, so here's somebody totally out of the, you know, out of the box, different thing here. All right, her name is Kristen Shaw.
Oh, I know her.
Hi guys, this is this is the book I have, which is
She had the
really
wrong book.
good.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna read Nick's other book, chapter 3, Avalanche Lake. Oh brother, guys.
I like her voice.
It was still fully dark at 6:30 a.m. when we set off on the 6-mile out and back trail.
Nice gravitas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bet your Yeti 36-ounce Rambler water bottle with chug cap that we were the only ones on the trail.
See, I feel like she knows technical gear and specs, you know?
Yeah.
Headlamp on.
Nick, what do you think? Did she have the goods? By the way, she's showing your old book, but reading from your new book. So that is a nice thing, a nice little kind of switch her up.
I'm not thrown off by that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean, I think all these are good options if we can talk to the publisher, you know, and talk about maybe digitally replacing your voice with one of these other options.
I mean,
you
Shaw
know?
definitely captures a Nick Offerman vibe. I mean, there's actually one person who wanted to audition for you live.
Oh, that'd be great. To do it live?
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
cool.
somebody who wants to audition for you live. We just bring him in right now. This is yeah, sorry. Hey, hi Rob, how you doing?
Hello.
Slate your name.
Rob Corddry, Screen Actors Guild, and
Thank
AFTRA.
you.
And how tall are you?
Profile?
6 feet tall,
Okay, that's good.
84 pounds, you know, given the day.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
I like it.
This is fun.
Okay,
Yes,
so
you
go ahead, whenever you're ready, you can start whenever you're ready.
Sure, I just chose my favorite part of the book.
Okay, great.
I just thought this was. I'm sorry if I start crying. The swinging leg system works like this. You pop the lock on the ball hitch, loosening the connection. Then you swing the leg down and lock it into the upright position. You turn the crank, the top turn handle, which lowers the foot, which sometimes has a small wheel on it so the trailer can be manually push rolled around on the wheels, until the leg takes the levered weight of the trailer. You keep cranking, and the leg continues to extend, now lifting the weight up until the front hitch rises clear of the ball. The tow vehicle can be driven forward.
I've heard enough of this guy. I've heard enough of this guy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great.
So much. I'll work on the weekends.
We'll be in touch.
You will work on the weekends? Okay.
No, I'll do anything.
What do you mean?
Nick Offerman's my second favorite humorist.
Oh wow, who's your first?
Who's your first favorite?
Irma Bombeck.
Yeah, I mean she's pretty great.
I mean,
Shit.
she knows her way around the kitchen and all the issues with that.
The emotional kitchen, you know. Yeah, what are you thinking, Nick? I mean, you got to see a bunch of different people that kind of are, I don't know, maybe you're taking some notes from
these
them
are just
about how to
options.
be,
yeah, these are just options because I feel like it's kind of like expected that you're going to read your own audiobook. But what if we did mix it up?
Sure. I mean, I think it could be fun to do one of those things where you get somebody to read every chapter,
like you
play
did that
out.
with Lincoln in the Bardo, right? That was you jumped in. Why do we have to have Nick's voice read us Nick's book?
We still have this guy who auditioned here, Rob Corddry. Rob, you said something that was interesting before we cut you off, which was you would do anything for the part. I'm trying to follow up on that. What did you mean by that?
Well, most of the audiobooks I've done so far have been written by anonymous. They've been romance novels, I guess you'd say, like very visual stuff. And they work a completely different way over there. They'll do anything, fucking, sucking, the whole deal. And so it's up to you.
No. Get him out of here, Paul.
Okay.
Get him out of here.
All right. Well, yeah. Are you okay?
I didn't like that. I didn't like that guy.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Oh, there he is. Wait, he's back. Go ahead.
Wait.
Yeah, we can bring
Please,
him.
please, come on.
No. All right, no, get him out of there again. Sorry.
If he's gonna beg for the job, I don't like that.
I thought you gave me some great choices. I wouldn't mind having that last guy for a callback.
Oh wow!
Right. Should we?
You want to do it now?
Yeah, we'll do it right now.
No.
Late. Okay, no. But, yeah.
Do a
You'll do it later. You'll do it later.
Do it later. Do it like in an hour.
Maybe in person. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With like a nice.
Let's talk to him again. Let's just talk to him again.
Wait. It seems like Nick is maybe open to what Rob might do. Rob, you may get a call back here. A private call.
God.
This is called a private callback. I don't know how long you've been in Hollywood, but it's kind of a big deal.
So at a hotel of your choice, I get it.
Well, we'll send you the details.
Okay.
Do you like Pinot Gris?
Yes. The answer is yes to whatever you're going to say.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
This is now, Nick, I this is great, Rob. We thank you for being here. I do want to say, Nick, we have two other Nicks that I want to show you just before you make this final choice. So
okay.
I'm going to play out for
more.
once. We got this one right here that I think you're going to like, because this person to me personifies the spirit of the book. Take a look right here.
Yeah.
No matter what the brand of eggs may be, however, I have never seen a store-bought yolk that could hold a candle to the rich yellow-orange vibrancy of homegrown eggs. At the table of Helen Rebanks, I was served a soft-boiled egg in an egg cup, coupled with some homemade bread slices toasted. Under the generous tutelage of the Rebanks kids, I gingerly tapped the top of my egg with a tiny egg spoon, then removed the top half of the shell.
Now, what do you think?
Is this person in jail? Where are they?
Wait a second. I just realized it wasn't me. That was really convincing.
Yeah, you see that? Wow. All right, so that person feels right.
Okay, we might have our answer then. We might have struck gold, and that's what this process is about.
Yeah,
it's trying to find the exact right match, and I think we might have found someone that can do Nick Offerman better than Nick Offerman.
But we got one more, and then we'll let you go. We know we have you here for a long time, but here we go. This last guy, I think, really brought it in. Where that person might have been maybe a little bit smaller energy, this person's bringing up a little bit more of a higher energy.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Jason Mantzoukas, and I'm auditioning for the Nick Offerman audiobook narrator's role for Where the Deer and Antelope Play.
We turn it up, Paul.
154.
Okay, let's see.
Let's talk about beef. In recent years, an enormous has taken powerful root. That the climate impact of meat is enormous, roughly equivalent to all the driving and flying of every car, truck, and plane in the world, according to a statement from Greenpeace. This is just a gobsmackingly ignorant statement, lacking any nuance or context whatsoever, and it reflects a pervasive reactionary attitude that we can quickly debunk.
All right. Well, now what do you think about that?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not sure, Paul. I mean, it's up to you, Nick. You get the final call on this. But to me, if I had a vote, I don't know if I could listen to that for like 16 hours or however long an audiobook is. I don't know how long.
It's 11 hours.
the previous like super tan cute guy was like I feel like he's maybe the entree, but then this last guy felt like my id.
Yeah.
So maybe he's the salsa. We bring him in for the.
I like that.
For the
Okay.
rants.
Now, do you still want to see Rob Corddry again?
Well,
'Cause Rob, you liked Rob.
we gotta cut Corddry. Let's see if we can bring Corddry back, and then we'll tell him the bad news.
Yeah, I mean, I don't unless you don't want to give. I mean, here, Rob, we just saw the rest of the auditions. They're great ones.
Yeah, good. Good. I found a section on mini skirts.
Oh, all right.
So
Well,
ready.
Oh, are
What?
you want to audition one more time?
Why? What?
We've been through some more tapes, and we found some other candidates that might.
looks like we're going with Jack McBrayer. I just want to be
McBrayer,
honest.
right?
Yeah.
Jack
I
McBrayer.
knew it. I knew it, and not every single audition, and all the Nick Offerman parts.
Yeah. You always lose the Nick Offerman parts to Jack McBrayer.
To Jack McBrayer. You know,
Well, this is what- yeah.
one time they even told me we're looking for a Jack McBrayer type, and he was there. He was in the and we were auditioning for Nick Offerman. So
Wow.
This is tricky. It's a tricky business, and
I know.
you know,
He's good.
yeah.
he's good.
Yeah.
He's
All
good.
right.
He's good.
Thank you
All
guys for the
Well, good luck
opportunity.
to you, sir. Good luck.
I love you forever. Oh, he's gone.
Well, that was Nick. We appreciate you like being open to these voices and everything. I hope you got to see. All the people who jumped at the chance to be you.
This was there's a real opportunity out there. There's a market, I think, for people to revoice you and to kind of step into your shoes, which I think is big.
I mean, you've given me able to think about book 6, where we're sort of the toothpaste is kind of out of the tube.
Yeah.
For this book, but going forward, I now realize that my own offering, my own instruments, is pretty weak and insufficient, and it's really just a vanity move, to insist that I sound like this writing. I'm embarrassed that I had to learn this lesson in front of all these people.
and you know what? But that's what we're here, where it's a very communal space, and we're glad that you let us do that. Before we let you go, because we know we kept you for a bit, I'm so excited about Pam and Tommy. It comes out, was it January 31st?
Pam and Tommy, when does it come out? When can I watch
February
it?
2.
February 2. Got it. February 2.
2/2. Is that Groundhog's Day?
It's Hulu.
That sounds like Groundhog's Day.
I don't know what Groundhog's Day is.
I'll find out. But
the trailer,
be great.
the trailer had me so excited. Like, it looks great.
It's
is
really
great.
It's fantastic. Lily James and amazing, Sebastian Stan and Seth Rogen. Craig Gillespie directed, and our good friend Lake Bell directed.
Yes.
2 episodes.
I know. Yes. What a heavy hitter. Man, that's awesome.
So now I guess the question is, it does come out on Groundhog Day, February 2nd. So if you see Tommy Lee's penis, does that mean 8 more weeks of winter? Is that what we're?
I think things generally warm up if
right.
Tommy Lee's penis pokes the head out of his burrow.
Dude, thank you so much for coming by, and the book is so fun, dude, and I'm so psyched for you, and thank you for letting us plug in some other actors to try to play you, which is impossible.
It's my absolute pleasure. I really admire and love you guys, and it's so nice to get to see you even in this thin fashion.
Yes, exactly. Well, we'll see you in 3-dimensional. We'll see a 3-dimensional version of you at one point. Enjoy the rest of your time, Nick, and I can't wait to see your show. And we'll talk to you soon.